he made millions laugh with his sarcastic wit and flamboyant charm. But when the curtains closed, Paul Lynde faced a reality far darker than any sitcom. Hidden behind the laughter was a deeply tormented solar man burdened by secrets, trapped by fame, and abandoned by the very industry that once adored him. What really happened to the man behind the square on Hollywood squares? And what did he leave behind? Today, we uncover the untold story of Paul Lynde's abandoned mansion, his secret life, tragic death, and the fortune that couldn't save him from loneliness. Paul Lynde was once one of America's most beloved television personalities. Best known for his iconic role on Hollywood squares, Lynde's razor-sharp timing and unforgettable voice became staples in living rooms across the nation. But behind the scenes, his life was unraveling. This is the story of what he built, what he hid, and what he left behind. Struggling with his identity, battling alcohol, addiction, and wrestling with the isolation of fame, Lynde led a life far removed from the polished image seen on screen. Despite years of entertaining millions, he died alone in his Beverly Hills mansion, abandoned, misunderstood, and heartbroken. Born in small-town Ohio, Paul Lynde discovered early on that laughter could be a shield. It became his armor in a world that didn't accept who he truly was. His erratic behavior became noticeable to those closest to him. Arrests for public intoxication, cruel outbursts while drinking, and alienation of friends painted a different picture than the one America saw on screen. Though he rose to fame with roles in Bye Bye Birdie and countless TV guest spots, Lynde's personal life was marked by turmoil. A tragic accident in a hotel room after a night of heavy drinking left Davidson dead and Lynde emotionally shattered for life. As his popularity soared in the 60s and 70s, so did his dependence on alcohol. But perhaps nothing haunted him more than the 1965 death of his young friend James Bing Davidson. By 1980, Paul tried to turn things around. He gave up alcohol and drugs, and for a brief moment, there was hope. Friends noticed a change. His energy returned, his wit sharper, and his demeanor gentler. But the years of pain had left a deep scar. On January 10th, 1982, Lynde failed to show up at a friend's birthday party, an unusual notion. Concerned, his friend Paul Baresi broke into Lynde's home the next morning. Inside, the house was eerily quiet, but the alarm system had been set aside. No one had come or gone. Lynde was found in bed, wearing his robe and pajamas, dead from a massive heart attack. He was only 55. The man who had filled America's homes with laughter died utterly alone, surrounded by silence. The Beverly Hills mansion where Lynde died wasn't just a home. It was a symbol of everything he had achieved and everything he lost. Tucked away in the glamorous Bird Street's enclave, his estate was a palace in the clouds, offering sweeping views of Los Angeles. It was originally designed with elegance and luxury in mind, complete with a trapezoidal pool, Mediterranean flair, and modern Hollywood glamour. But after Lynde's death, the home stood still, a shell of memories, laughter, and sadness. Years later, it would be purchased by other celebrities, including musician Moby. But for many, it remained Paul Lynde's house, a place where fame and sorrow lived side by side. Before Cordell Drive, Lynde had bought another stunning home once, owned by legendary actor Errol Flynn. Located in the Sunset Doheny area, this Mediterranean-style villa was his first major real estate purchase. He hired Hollywood architect John Elgin Wolfe to redesign the place to fit his personal taste. It was both lavish and whimsical, a mix of classic old-world charm and Hollywood Regency drama. For a man who once lived in a modest Ohio home, it was a declaration that he had finally made it. But even surrounded by beauty, Lynde couldn't escape the loneliness that fame often brings. His most iconic residence, though, was undoubtedly the Cordell Drive mansion, with interiors by designer Reginald Adams. It was custom-fitted to Paul's eccentric style. Every corner of the estate, from the high-gloss walls to the private gym code with theatrical flair, the backyard boasted rare features, including a cabana and trapezoidal pool, where Lynde would often entertain friends and Hollywood insiders. Yet behind the closed doors, Paul remained deeply private. His dog, Harry McAfee, named after his Bye Bye Birdie character, was perhaps his most constant companion. The house was glamorous, but it was also a fortress where Paul hid from a world that never fully embraced him. Paul Lynde's humor was born in hardship. Growing up during the Great Depression in Mount Vernon, Ohio, he was one of 6 children in a modest, close-knit family, but heartbreak struck again in 1949, when both of his parents died within months of each other, just as his career was beginning. Grief became a constant companion, one that he masked with jokes and sharp one-liners. His older brother Cordy was his hero, a promising athlete who tragically died in World War II. Paul was devastated. That same year, he graduated high school and later attended Northwestern University, where he honed his Lynde's big break came on Broadway in New Faces of 1952, where he delivered a hilariously tragic monologue as a man on crutches. It was a perfect showcase of his ability to blend sarcasm with sadness. That role launched him into television, with shows like Stanley, The Perry Como Show, and later his legendary role in Bye Bye Birdie. But it was Hollywood squares that turned him into a household name. With his flamboyant delivery and rapid-fire wit, he stole the spotlight every time. Behind the scenes, though, Lynde was typecast and isolated his sexuality a topic of whispers, not celebration. In a time of intolerance, he worked with stars like Doris Day, appeared in dozens of sitcoms, and had a career most actors would envy. But Paul Lynde never quite felt at home in Hollywood. His roles were often coded, his true self hidden. He was the comic relief, never the hero, the outrageous friend, never the lead, but money couldn't fill the void he carried. His abandoned mansion still stands as a monument to brilliance and pain, laughter and loneliness, and though he's gone, his story is a reminder. Even the ones who make us laugh the most might be crying inside. If Paul Lynde made you laugh, or if his story moved you, today let us know in the comments. And if you believe his legacy deserves more recognition, hit that like button and subscribe, because sometimes the loudest laughs come from the saddest hearts. Even with fame and fortune, he couldn't escape the sense that he was playing a part of in real life. Paul Lynde died with an estimated net worth of around $7 million, a fortune built from years of unforgettable performances.